Hi class, this week you have a really useful assignment and it is your problem solving worksheet. And I wanted to go over the worksheet with you so you have some tips on how to complete it and some of the areas that students tend to miss points on. So here is the worksheet in front of you. You can see there's an overview. Basically, you're going to take a problem that you have. It could be work related, personal, academic, and you're going to think about the problem, do some self reflection, and you're going to go through the problem solving process to come up with some ideas of solutions, weighing out some advantages and disadvantages, and then describe how you're going to evaluate the solution you have selected. So let's go through the sample response. So first, they identified the problem or challenge that they're trying to solve, and they said, I keep procrastinating on my discussion posts. This is a common thing, waiting to the last minute. Then they describe in detail, this is several sentences, not just one word, several sentences of the effects of the problem in their life. So they find challenges submitting their discussion posts, then they lose points. That's another symptom. This affects their grade. Then they're anxious and they lose sleep. So these are all things related to that problem. And then they describe the challenges or barriers to that contribute. They have kids, so they're working full time. They have children. They're pulled in a lot of different directions. So they often put off the discussions because of that. So, again, several sentences. I would say at least 2 to 3 sentences here describing that. So, more than just one word sentences here. All right, step 2 is going to be consider 3 possible solutions and their advantages and disadvantages. So they're going to pick solution 1 is their first solution is they can start working on their assignments earlier in the week. And then they list some advantages here and some disadvantages here. So see, each of these are a sentence. It doesn't have to be super long, but you need to come up with 3 and 3. And that's an area that students tend to miss points on. They don't develop 3. They might list 1 advantage or 1 disadvantage. So make sure to really come up with some here. And I'm sorry, it should be at least 2 advantages and at least 2 disadvantages. So you can list more than that, but you can see in the description it says at least 2. Then you have solution 2. They write here, I can create and use a time management chart or calendar on their phone. They list at least 2 advantages, at least 2 disadvantages. And finally, solution 3 is they can stop overextending themselves. So maybe they say no a little bit more to people. Maybe they try to delegate some stuff. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of that. And then finally, step 3, where you implement, they're going to select one of those 3 solutions and apply it. So here they have chose for their busy schedule, they're going to start earlier in the week and use a calendar. So they're going to combination of some of the solutions. They're going to list out the rationale of why they chose that. They suggested using a calendar on the phone will help keep track and stay organized. And then the actions that you can take. So they're going to start using their calendar, adding homework, starting on Tuesday nights. They're going to make sure that they include at least 1 hour a night for reading material. And they're going to choose Friday to complete their assignment. So they're going to complete their discussions on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's their responses. So that's the actual actions they're going to take. And then step 4 is where you evaluate. This is where you're going to evaluate the solution. So when and how will you evaluate to see if this is actually working? So here they said after each week, they're going to evaluate if they're successful on getting all of their discussion posts in by the due date. And after 3 weeks, they will see if they have lost any discussion points. So that's how they're going to see if it was a success. And then if it doesn't work, what are they going to do next? So they're going to go back to step 2, look through their other solutions and maybe brainstorm some other options. And then they can modify their calendar, and they'll continue to monitor and see how it's working. So those are the 4 problem solving steps that you're going to do. And then below the example will be where you include your problem. So remember, you're going to add your problem, you're going to add the symptoms of the problem, and then any challenges or barriers, like what is contributing to this problem. Then again, you're going to write your solution 1 up here, this top row, at least 2 advantages, 2 disadvantages. If you need more boxes, you can just hit the tab button and it will add another box for you. Solution 2 will go here along with your advantages and disadvantages. Solution 3 up here, and so on and so forth. Then you're going to pick one of the solutions, explain why you chose it, and then what actions are you going to do to start using that solution. And then finally, evaluating the solution. How are you going to know it's actually working? And then the next steps. What are you going to do if it isn't working? So that's what you're going to write there. So overall, this is a really great assignment. I challenge you to work on a problem that you have in your own life that you've been trying to solve. This is a great tool to use. So if you have any questions, please reach out, and I can't wait to see your worksheets.